Last time we met, we saw a young man start his descent into madness, but are you ready to see a young man lose his mind completely? But beyond the God of War lies a peak of his chaotic mind.
Supersonic is heading towards Ares Island when he gets shot by a fucking laser, which he proved in Gigantofight to be able to stop a Supersonic, so once again, great writing, Flynn. Anyway, Sonic hits the sand face first and watches as the Chaos Emeralds each go back to a specific vault. Anyway, welcome to Ares Island, the fucking desert world. Ares Island is fine. It's the most okay of all the islands. Doesn't piss me off in any ways other islands don't do, but it doesn't do anything good for itself either. Best thing I can say is that having Let the Speed Mend It play on the jukebox while running around this specific location is the best running around feels in this game. That it's A, something an update added, and B, not the way the developers actually made the location. So yeah, I guess I'll take this time to talk about combat a little more, as by this point in the game, you should already have all the skill, which makes combat even more simplistic. As I mentioned before, combat is at its most complex when you have just a homing attack, because that's when you actually have to dodge attacks. However, once you get the skill called Sonic Boom, you basically get two options when it comes to combat. Use Sonic Boom or parry. If you hold down both shoulder buttons, you can parry, which you can hold as parry for a very long time. If you get hit at any point while using it, you'll still do a parry. Sonic Boom is basically an attack that lets you attack from a distance by pressing one button. Sonic will slowly fall to the ground and will not stop attacking until he hits the ground. Most enemies just do not get close to you fast enough for them to get hit in. There are other attacks, but they A, don't do much, or B, they're cutscenes with no player input that don't flow well and take too long. The only other move in this game that's decent is the stomp, but it's situational at best. Really, once you get Sonic Boom, you have no reason to use any other move. Also, as if the devs knew combat would get stale, a lot of the mini-bosses were just given special gimmicks that don't help with combat at all, so you have no reason to actually learn the combat. But that's basically combat. Oh, and Knuckles. Knuckles in this game is ironically the best character, because like Samantha, he's not Knuckles. He does chuckle, but unlike Samantha, the new character is legitimately funny for all the wrong reasons. You see, Knuckles is treated as a general of war, the same way he was in Forces. And later on, he commands an army that all fucking die under his leadership, the same way he did in Forces. Ares Island is so ironically funny for all the wrong reasons. There's a portion later on where Sonic and Knuckles have a flashback to when they met in Sonic Free, but instead of making a 3D still shot, they just use a picture from Sonic Free twice! It is ironically the funniest moment in the game. Other than that, Sonic and General Knuckles have some decent conversations, but despite being referenced the game, neither Sonic or Knuckles acknowledge chaos. As a matter of fact, the new Chaos Tribe is never brought up. It is glossed over by every character in the game, including Sonic and Knuckles, who, mind you, in lore, Chaos was the one who killed the entire Echidna tribe, leaving Knuckles as the last one. So it feels really weird for Knuckles to not acknowledge the one who killed his entire species. And also, why the fuck are Chao not in this game? Especially with Chaos appearing, where the fuck are the Chao? Ares Island's minigames this time around involve carrying a missile to empty a pond, saving soldiers from being crushed by giant floating drills from the bumfucks of nowhere, Twilight Princess goat herding again, but this time the goats can bomb you, fighting 4 towers at once, which requires you to know how to beat them in a specific way, something the game just expects you to know, by the way. This is also one of the only instances of the game making you fight as a non-super in combat, and then you literally have to play an elementary school game where you grab a red ball to put it in the red hole, a blue ball to put it in the blue hole, and so on. Reminder that Sega wants Sonic to be serious again. After doing that and getting all the Chaos Emeralds, we can take on the Titan of this specific area, Wyvern. Wyvern has us climb a tower as regular Sonic and then basically run on the Starlight Carnival Road to reach it so you can grab the last Emerald to become Super Sonic. Wyvern's fight is the most unique of the Titan fights. Its gimmick is that you have to catch up to Wyvern to actually damage it. It's the most dynamic of the Titan fights and is honestly the best one for it. Oh, right. All the Titan fights besides Giganto and one later on have gimmicks. They know how samey these fights are. Wyvern is still pretty simple, and that pretty much wraps up Ares Island. In terms of good music, there was 2-4 Hype Street, and the other one was, of course, Breakthrough It All. I do want to give one shout out to probably the worst song in the franchise with 2-5 Deja Vu. It is quite literally the laziest / most soulless song in the franchise history. I'd personally say Ares Island is the second best island in the game, but that doesn't really mean much at all. We move on to see Sonic get hit by another laser that he could just block. Oh, never mind. We're just fucking here.
The worst one in the game! Just what the hell were they thinking? Forcing a player into 2D for almost every fucking platforming challenge! Why the fuck did they make this place so big with no fucking skip travel? You can't go 2 feet without getting forced into a 2D platforming challenge! And some of the rail placements are so hyper specific, why the fuck did they place one of the rails you need to grind Chaos Emerald at a place completely far away from where it's meant to be? You can't see the rails in the fucking fog! So you'll basically be stumbling around for hours until the fog clears, and the very places you picked to have a rail to get to the Blue Emerald Island! And so far you'll just spend 30 fucking minutes just checking location and won't have anything! Oh, and some of the guardians in this fucking island are so fucking annoying! They just have a large aggro range and just constantly disturb your gameplay! Oh, and the rails. So many fucking rails! Go everywhere around the island. There's no coherent design here. This is legitimately the worst experience to ever grace a Sonic game. Imagine playing Mario Odyssey, but being forced to a 2D segment every 5 seconds while exploring Sand Kingdom! Or playing Breath of the Wild and suddenly Link gets stuck in a 2D plane! Kishimoto literally cannot design for his life, and this island is living proof! My god, the minigames fucking suck! You have Nier Automata Galaga, the Final Fantasy VII Remake box minigame, a fucking die minigame, and fucking pinball! All of which fucking suck! Why did Sega make this man the director of the series? What dirt does he have on Sega to let him design games? He clearly cannot make good games! And also, how the fuck is this game considered good? How did anyone play this part and think, this is one of the best Sonic games? Yeah, maybe the best at being the fucking worst! This part of the game made me want to play Paper Mario fucking Sticker Star! Which was previously my least favorite game of all time! But Sticker Star looks like a fucking masterpiece compared to this shit! And again, this isn't because of Sega. Sonic Team is simply incompetent at their jobs! If you look at any other Sega team, they are incompetent! Fuck this game!
Alright, let's explain this better and more slowly. Fast travel in this game is left behind doing every single mission on the map and is limited to cyberspace portals. But by the time you get every mission done, you should already be done with most of the tasks in a given area. So fast travel may as well not exist. This game tries to be unique, but there is a reason most devs end up using the same fast travel systems and the same type of map systems. It's because they are perfect! You don't fix what isn't broke! The game is a mishmash of ideas that don't work together at all! Stop sticking a fucking square in a triangle hole! And worst of all, this game had 13 fucking playtesters, and all I have to say is, why? How does this happen with 13 playtesters? When Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces were both being shown at Gamescom, the way Sega treated footage of the games at the event told a story. Sonic Mania was given all the press. Sega wanted this game shown. Sonic Forces was banned for having camera footage of it being shown. Sega didn't want the game shown. Can you guess how Sega treated Sonic Frontiers at Gamescom the year it came out? They treated it the exact same way they treated Forces. Sega themselves didn't want the game shown. The Gamescom event actually had the first ever look at cyberspace, which also revealed the fact that the cyberspace levels were reused. Speaking of cyberspace, all the cyberspace levels in Chaos Island are read from other games. And for context, there have only been 2 cyberspace levels that have been original so far. The other 4 are all relegated to the last island. It's been stated that the reason level design was reused for cyberspace was because it represented Sonic's memories. But that's bullshit, because Sonic Generations also did that, and minus free levels in the 3DS version, had original level design for every fucking level in the game, including the extra levels. Also, as a reminder, this game was priced at $60. $60 for 5 nothing open worlds! 24 reused levels from previous games with nothing added and worse controls, and mostly just taken away cutscenes that are the definition of soulless as well. The real reason they had to reuse all the level design was because they were running out of time, because they went all in on an open world idea that they weren't ready for. Even though some of these levels required them to make new assets, one level also required them to create a brand new drifting mechanic for Sonic Frontiers. Welcome to the worst level in Sonic history! Legitimately, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna show you my blind reaction to this level. It also has classic Sonic as well. So there are 3 playstyles in this one game.
Not to mention Sonic Adventure 2.
No, like only Sonic. Oh, I wasn't ready for the drift system. Hold on, I forgot that this is that game technically.
Yeah, they just slapped that in there too.
Yeah, they have a new drift system. Oh my god, it.
And it's dog shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck was that? Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck did I just fucking play? Oh my... What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm holding left, by the way. Or I'm holding right now. But what the fuck? No. Go back. There's no fucking way I can go back. What the fuck?
It literally even... It always slows you down.
I am... What the fuck? What the... Holy shit! What the fuck am I playing? Holy shit! What the fuck?
You're converting me! You're converting me! This game sucks!
Holy shit! Holy shit! I can't control it! I can't control it! It's not even... This is not a skill issue! I swear to God... I'm holding down right! I can't even line up!
Controls I've ever seen, and you aren't even on ice.
It wasn't a
What?! 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 What the fuck?! You can just jump over it!! Oh my god! 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 How the fuck
Are you still gonna make the time? Are you still gonna make the time?
No, I didn't! But I can! As you saw there, it was legitimately better to stay off the Drift Dash panels than ride them. It baffles me how they thought this was okay. Well, let's talk about Tails and what this game's writing is trying to accomplish. Unlike Samantha and General Knuckles, Tails is Tails and that's okay. However, as part of an effort to give Sonic a consistent lore to follow, Tails' art in this game is basically challenging his insecurities about how inconsistent he is as a character, acknowledging that Force is a badly written game and it comes off as very forced. Tails' arc in this game is the most forced of the group, and it isn't earned at all. Sonic lore is a weird conversation because a lot of the games have a continuous story from one to the next, such as Sonic 2 to Sonic 3 to Sonic Mania to Sonic Forces to Sonic Mania Plus, Sonic Adventure 1 to Sonic Adventure 2 to Sonic Heroes to Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Battle to Sonic Advance 3, Sonic Rush to Sonic 06 to Sonic Rivals to Sonic Rivals 2 to Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic Unleashed to Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Colors to Sonic Generations. It's more rare for the series to have an unconnected entry, so I don't think lore is out of the question, but that lore has to be consistent. But as I mentioned before, this game gives us more information about Chaos, and yet never acknowledges the fact that Chaos is there. Chowser also never brought up as well, despite the similarities they share to the Cocos. Tails' character in this game is all about his lore up until this point in the games, and he wants everything to be canon, but despite Chaos literally appearing in the game before, none of the characters have any comment on Chaos appearing. It's picking and choosing, just like Forces before it, which Frontiers itself called out. Also, to bring it up now, Sonic will literally walk around locations and say lines like, "Hey Amy, this place reminds me of Hilltop Zone from the hit 1992 game Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis," and that the dude can't recognize Chaos. To move on, let's talk about my experience at Chaos Island. You see, I spent way more time on this island than I really should have. As I mentioned earlier, there was a mission that if you completed it, it would not have cleared the square of the map that showed you cleared it. I spent hours looking for one mission that didn't exist because Frontiers is shit UI! I eventually had to look up a guide online to see what missions are on the map, and my god, the realization pissed me off! Then I got stuck on the blue Chaos Emerald. It's always the blue fucking Chaos Emerald. You see, to get the blue Chaos Emerald, you need to take a specific rail on this part of the island. The red circle is where the only rail to the blue emerald lies. This circle doesn't go straight into the island, so players wouldn't expect the only rail to the blue island to be there. Instead, given how the area is formed as seen in the screenshot here, the area I circled in green would make sense to be the place for progression, but it isn't. Instead, it's where I circled in the red circle, which you can see in screenshot 2, albeit from a distance. Also, as you can see in the screenshot, there's fog. Lots and lots of fog, which makes it hard to see rails in the sky, and again, given how every rail looks the same, you will not know if it's a new one. And the best part is that there is actually another way to get to that island, but this one is right up there with Cyberspace Free 5 for being one of the worst designed things in a Sonic game. You see, there is one bird. One singular fucking bird! This bird requires you to parry it and do a quick time event, and then suddenly have to fly with it to the island. But you can actually kill the bird, and if you kill it, it won't respawn until a starfall happens. Oh, and in the area from screenshot 1, you can see rails to the blue Chaos Emerald Island coming towards the island you are on, but they are so high up, you can't fucking reach them! Which means this was a conscious game design decision by Sonic Team! Why does Sonic Team expect the player to learn a new mechanic never taught or explained or even used again? And if they don't kill it, they expect them to find a new entrance in the middle of bumfuck nowhere! And people defend this! We haven't even covered the main story minigames on this island yet, because all 4 of them get progressively worse than the other, and yet all 4 of them are bad. Minigame 1 is a Nier Automata top-down shooter minigame, except worse. This is one of 2 minigames that actually return on multiple islands. The other was the Twilight Princess goat herding minigame. This minigame is also how you fight the true final boss of the game, which we will get to later! You have 2 types of bullets, light and darkness. Shoot light and darkness, and vice versa. Or just spam both. It's so brain dead, but that shit is made mid by the rest of this island's fucking minigames. Time to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake box minigame. You know, everyone fucking liked. So Sonic needs parts from these boxes on these platforms that are over lava, and for some reason, there's a fucking time limit. Oh, but some platforms fall. But sadly, there's no good indication of them falling. They look the same as every other fucking platform. If you play at night, you can't see them wobble. And also, if they fall with you on top, you have no chance to save yourself because Sonic will drop like a fucking rock and cannot jump up to save his fucking life. And that's the second best minigame here. Time for minigame 3! This fucking bridge! For starters, you can see this bridge on the overworld. When you try to run up it, the game won't fucking let you! You instead have to wait for the game to let you go to it first, and it'll have Sonic run up the bridge in the cutscene, but somehow, Sonic went so fast, he launched himself into the air! Now there's a skydiving minigame where you have to hit the ground before the timer runs out! The timer is strict, even more strict than the parry you are forced to use in the final boss of the DLC! Basically, there are floating spikes in the air, enemies trying to kill you, and rings from the Death Egg that you need to hit perfectly in order to progress! Oh, and also, if you hit the last Death Egg ring, the timer will keep going and can run out while you're stuck watching a cutscene! I proved my skill, but because your dumbass Death Egg rings have to go on a loop 5 fucking times, eat a burger at Denny's, and take a fucking shit, I failed the mission? Fuck you! I proved my fucking skill, and your dumbass design is what fucked me up! How the fuck am I supposed to fucking expect the rings to fucking loop around multiple times, get some Taco Bell, and then start winking it on the fucking toilet? What's more, is that according to interviews, Sonic is apparently making up all of this shit in his head. But sorry, Sonic, you're not him. You do not get the schizophrenia rights, especially after making my life worse. And yet, gets worse. Because the thing about the other 3 minigames is that they're all skill-based. Minigame number 4 is luck-based, and controls like shit! It's pinball! Something of a constant in the series, and my god, somebody get Sega. Please replace all of Sonic Team's staff. This group is done! How do people like this game?! So you have to get a ridiculously high number score at pinball, which takes a fucking while, and breaks whatever fucking pacing this game had. Oh, and fucking crushes its bones. Takes human flesh, eats it, and then wears it in a skin suit and pretends it's good when it really fucking isn't. Yeah, people eat it up because it's my famous person! Oh, if that wasn't bad enough, the physics are all so shit! You just lose whatever game wants, because you just needed RNG in this already shit game! Baffles me how this game had 13, that's right, 13 fucking game testers! Because shit like this certainly wasn't fucking play tested! Literally, how does a game like this come to market for $60 fucking dollars? Fuck this game! Let's finish this fucking island. Knight's gimmick is that he throws a shield. Whoop-de-doo. These quick time events, supersonic gifts, stills, whatever the fuck you call it! People keep using online to show how cool this game is. Like, wow, he's holding a laser in his aura! Whoa, guys, he went for the body of a titan! Whoa, he Maya 64 Wyvern! He opened up Wyvern's mouth so he could eat its own missiles! Wow, guys, look how cool he is just standing there! He realizes it all! Oh my god, he's telepathically wielding a sword while having animations and Jesse's supposed to hold it! Whoa, guys! Look, he's just standing there, crossing his arms, pointing his fingers. Look how cool he is. You people would literally be entertained by dangling keys. If Knight completely glossed over, we can leave this damn fucking island and go fuck off somewhere else in this fucking hellhole. Alright, this area also had 2 themes I liked. Guardian Fortress and Find Your Flame of fucking course. What else would it have been? I guess it gets better from here, but really not by much.
All of this over a blue fucking hedgehog.